Argument Alice, Framework Freddy, Comparison Connie, Structure Sam, Delivery Danny, Rebuttal Rosie are the Dialogy Debate Super Team. They are here to help develop your superpowers.
Hello everyone, Framework Freddy here, and today we will discuss a concept known as burdens. In our introduction to framing, we learned how to define terms and clarify which arguments we intend to defend. We will take this a step further by discussing burdens. You can think of a burden as a responsibility that a team has during a debate. You've probably encountered the concept of a burden of proof if you've watched a movie or TV show about a criminal trial. In criminal trials, a person charged with a crime is considered innocent until proven guilty. This means the prosecutor has the burden to prove that the accused person has committed the crime. The accused must prove that there is a reason to doubt that they are guilty. In debates, the burden of proof for each team varies according to the type of debate topic. It is imperative to understand what your team's burden of proof in the debate is to communicate this burden of proof to the audience and relate all arguments and rebuttals to the burden of proof. Let's look at a few example topics and identify each team's burden. We might encounter the following types of topics. X is better than Y. X should be banned. Let's look at this type of topic first. X is better than Y. On the topic, dogs are better than cats, the pro team would have the burden to prove that dogs are better than cats, or X is better than Y. A good pro team would say, Judge, our burden in today's debate is to prove that dogs are better than cats. We do not have to prove that cats are bad. Instead, we have to prove that dogs are a slightly better choice. The con team, however, has a different burden. That's because the con team could argue cats are better than dogs, or they could argue that cats and dogs are equal. A good con team might say, Judge, our burden in today's debate is to prove that dogs are no more important than cats. If we prove that cats are better, or at least equal, we should win today's debate. On this topic, the pro team has the burden of proof. That's because the pro must prove that X is better than Y. The con can prove that dogs and cats are the same. Let's look at the second topic type. X should be banned. On the topic, homework should be banned in school, the pro team's burden is to prove that homework should no longer exist. This is a difficult position to defend because the pro team must prove that even a little homework each night is a bad thing. The con on this topic is a much more full range of arguments that they can make. For example, the con could argue that more homework, the same amount, or even less homework are all excellent options. In this case, we can see that the pro team has the burden of proof. The pro team needs to relate all their arguments to the burden in the debate. The pro team should focus their arguments on why even a little bit of homework is harmful. So, when do we talk about burdens in the debate? The first place to talk about burdens is in the framing of the debate. In the framing section, a team might say, Judge, in today's debate, our burden is to prove that some, even if it's a small amount, of homework is beneficial for students. We are not defending 8 hours of homework every night, but remember that the pro team has to prove that absolutely no homework should be given to the students. The second place to talk about burden is when rebutting arguments. If your opponent's arguments are not directly related to the burden in your debate, you should point them out in your rebuttal. In our example of the homework topic, you could say, This argument is not related to the burden of the con team in this debate. At best, they are proving why we should reduce the amount of homework, but they are not proving that we should ban it completely. The third place to talk about your burdens is in the crossfire. If you are unclear about what the burdens in a debate are, or if you think your opponents have not met this burden, you should point this out early in the crossfire. You can ask your opponents how their arguments help them to meet their burden in the debate. If your opponent asks you why cats are better than dogs, you could say, We do not have the burden to prove that cats are better than dogs, just that dogs and cats make equally good pets. The fourth place to talk about burdens is in the final speech of the debate. When making the case about why your team has won the debate, you might say, Ladies and gentlemen, the pro team had the burden in today's debate to explain why there should be no homework. They have not done this. They've only argued that too much homework is a bad thing. At best, they have proven why the amount of homework students have should be reduced, but they have not proved that all homework should be banned. It is imperative to understand what your team's burden of proof in the debate is, to communicate this burden of proof to the audience, and relate all arguments and rebuttals to the burden of proof. Good luck.